Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 22 of BrewFOs. Cheers to Joey Bradford,
Yeah.
guitarist
Cheers,
of the
buddy.
Used, uh, guitarist of Latired, band
Oh,
manager, uh, father, husband, Joey Bradford.
ma-
Thanks for coming on, man.
many things. Thanks for
Yeah.
having me, dude. I'm glad this worked out.
Cheers. I didn't drink. I always do that.
Oh, I'll do another one on
Dude,
principle.
whenever a guest comes on, I always do the intro and I forget. I don't cheers, and then I just keep talking and asking questions, and then I realize it later when I'm editing. But
Whatever.
how are you doing, man?
I'm good, man. Been crazy busy. Last year was wildly busy for us and this year's a little bit more mellow, but just a lot of dad life things and other work things, but really good. Everything's positive. Family's cruising. How are you, buddy?
I'm good, dude. I'm doing good.
Heck
I'm
yeah.
glad you look good, man. It's been a while since I've seen you.
We're doing it.
Looking healthy, looking happy.
Oh,
Um,
good to hear. Yeah.
dude, I want to start off just like basically just like how we know each other and how I know you and like the San Diego scene and like
Yeah.
um I guess I'll just start it this way is the way that I know you is back in the day Get Back Loretta was playing all over San Diego, and that was one
hmm
of the first bands I saw, and I saw them multiple times, but where I was like, holy shit, like a band could be this good from here, like
Wild.
they sound insane. And like I knew, so your brother played bass
Yeah.
and sang
hmm
and amazing. But then you started playing for them, and I think I saw a few shows where you played or filled in or something.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
always on and off. It's, a classic brother relationship where hot and cold. So like when we're in a good spot, I would jam with the band. When we were beefing, I would bail and go do other stuff, but it was always there. It was always Steven's thing.
Yeah, yeah. And then after that it was I think I can't remember if it was Thieves and Liars or if you were filling in for at the time it was a Die Like Me, or was it Destroy the Runner's, what was Destroy the Runner's first name? Was it Die Like Me?
That does sound familiar.
You were
I
playing
I can't
bass or
remember if that was a different band or if that was still them, but yeah, I filled in for everyone. That was like my eternal thing. So right after Get Back Loretta was Thieves and Liars. That's when I joined with Kyle and John Wong and Corey Edelman. We did that thing for a lot of years. And then during that time is when I was filling in for anyone and everyone and just trying to hustle. And, I'd go on a little tour and be a guitar tech and a tour manager and a merch guy and just kind of whatever it took to stay around working bands and stuff and figure it out.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, dude, I remember seeing you sing live and you're playing bass, and I was like, man, that guy rips. Like, who is that guy, you know? And then when all the other like Thieves and Liars shows and stuff, and then when John stopped singing for Thieves and Liars and you started singing, that
Yeah.
was it was I mean, John was rad, but like when you started singing, I think you guys really came into your own
It
thing.
was it was really cool, and it was totally one of those things where I had never been a front man. My older brother was always the front man. So I think we just kind of were striking out with the guys that were kind of auditioning and things like that. And I just had a lot of confidence as a young one. I was just like, I'll do it. It's fine. I'll just write songs. Let's just make a record. Let's go. And it was really fun. That band was cool. It was really fun to do like it was throwback classic rock kind of style band. It was always cool being the like cred band on the bill, you know what I mean? Like we would play with metal bands and it was like, oh, they're actually like they're playing big boy amps and singing and stuff. Yeah. It was
Hmm.
fun.
It was rad, dude. And then you came on tour with Destroy the Runner, and that's where me and you really, I guess, bonded and
Yeah.
finally became
Dude, that
good
was that was my
friends.
very, very first tour that I ever did.
Wow.
And
Wow.
you guys were like so awesome to me and we had the best time and became boys, and that's really when I got the bug big time. I had done some Weekend Warrior stuff, but yeah, if I remember correctly, I think it was like 6 weeks, no days off. It was just nonstop. I mean, we were sleeping in the trailer. Like
Hmm.
it was awesome. There was a lot of dues paid on that tour.
And I remember that's
But
when I
that
first met Chelsea too, because Chelsea came out, your wife, and
that's right.
that was cool because she hung out with us for a while, and it was just like me, you, and her for a while, like just hanging
That
out.
was right. That was in Texas. That's crazy. That was like the very beginning of our relationship, man. And how many
Wow,
years ago was that now? 21, 20,
dude,
20 or 21 years ago, something like that.
it flew by. Yeah, I don't even
Yeah, dude, our
remember what
friendship
bands we
can
were
have a
on
beer
tour with.
now.
Wait, oh, sorry, I cut you off.
Uh
Wait.
no, I was gonna say our friendship is now 21, so our friendship can have beers together now,
Oh
which is
yeah,
delightful.
cheers to that, dude. Cheers to that.
Yeah, cheers, brother. Um, I want to remember it because it was, man, there was one band with a girl singer. Her name was Ellen, and she was a
Oh,
badass. And I'm striking out on the name of the band, but they were really cool. Um,
oh God.
I think they were a Face Down Records band or something like
Yeah, they were
that.
like super heavy, like super
It was sick.
hardcore.
It was, yeah,
Oh,
like
why can't I
old
think of
school
the name
hardcore.
right now?
I know. We'll come up with it later, but that tour was so much fun, and it was local openers and random, like VFWs and kids' basements and sleeping on people's floors. Like
Yeah.
that was cutting our teeth in the industry for sure.
Yeah, man. And yeah. And then after that, you you were still doing Thieves and Liars, and then I remember hearing you went to Good Charlotte. Is that
Yeah, so I
directly
did a
after that?
bunch of bouncing around. So I did kind of my first intro into the rest of the scene and started touring full time was with Seosin. So I went
Okay.
and sold merch with them on and off for a couple years, and then from there bounced around gigs. I worked with Dredge for a couple years,
Wow.
and then yeah, eventually I ended up when Hell or High Water started, which was my band after that with Brandon from Atreyu. Um, we did that for a couple years, and then in between those tours, I became a guitar tech, and then I would tech for Atreyu when they were on cycle. I filled in for Atreyu for about a year, playing guitar, and then while I was out with Dredge, I filled in for some bands. I played with a Static Lullaby. We did a reunion tour that was fun, and then filled in for Thrice for a handful of shows. But I was just a young hustler kid, I just looking for jobs everywhere and super shameless. I mean, I'm kind of still that way to be honest, but I was always just like, "What do you got? I can do it. I'll figure it out," and um, just kind of like overly confident and just figure it out when I got there. But I've been very, very fortunate and very lucky that most of the time I put myself out there, it's worked out. And I'm super thankful for that. It's crazy, yeah. And then I woke up in the used, like kind of crazy. Straight from Good Charlotte to here. Like tomorrow is like my 8 year anniversary with the band,
No
which is
way.
wild. Yeah, crazy, right?
Whoa. Yeah.
I don't know. What the heck?
Yeah, cheers to that, dude. That's awesome. I'm just gonna, our beer's gonna be gone. Like, we're gonna have to get a
Dude,
second
yes.
one, dude. It's fine.
Yeah. Yeah,
By
the
the way,
end of
that
this
beer you're
episode is
drinking.
us.
What? What? I cut
I
you
was
off.
gonna say the end of this episode is gonna just be me and you crying. No, man, I love you,
I
bro.
love you,
Yeah.
dude.
uh yeah, dude, the Booze Brothers Penny Blonde,
Yeah, man.
the
That's a
jam.
good beer. I'm
We
doing a
love it.
Chino's beer, dude. I'm doing a the Belching Beaver Phantom Bread.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Those ones are great.
yeah, and he's sober now, so he doesn't even drink beer, but he makes like some of the best beer of all time.
That's a
So
classic move. That's a very classic move.
yeah, I wonder if he'll start making non-alcoholic beers because that game is actually because I try everything, but I've been
Right.
trying all the
Yeah.
non-alcoholic beers and some of them are starting to actually you're like, "Oh, I can't even tell really." So,
Totally. Yeah. Every once in a while we'll get NAs on our rider on tour. Just in case the sober boys want to like sneak something. But yeah, there's a lot of good ones and a lot of locals. Like there's these smaller breweries that are doing NAs now. It's pretty cool.
yeah. Dude,
Not
so
mad.
waking up in the U's. So uh, yeah, it's not that simple though because you really did put work in
Oh,
and I know
sure.
you,
Yeah.
man. I know you, man. You work your ass off and also you're like a kind of a renaissance man when it comes to music. Like I've seen you play drums, I've seen you play guitar, I've seen you play bass. Your voice is insane. So like
Oh,
any band would be happy to have you. So you getting into the Used, I was like, oh shit, the Used is gonna get even better than they already are. You know, that's what was my first thought.
that's
So,
cool. I
but
appreciate you, brother. Yeah, it's been so cool. They like really from the beginning they like didn't, stifle me in any way. It wasn't like do what you're told. They were kind of just like, yeah, figure it out. And they've taken a lot of my ideas, and I grew up such a big fan of the band too, so I have a really unique perspective where it's like when I turn my fan brain on, like here's what I would be stoked to hear and see and be a part of. And a lot of times we get to do that stuff, so it's
that's
it's been
so
an amazing experience. Yeah, like my life is a movie.
dude, that's so rad, man. I think I even remember us listening to the Used on tour because that was like
Absolutely.
2007-ish, right? So like that Maybe Memories DVD CD was out at
Hmm.
that time, and I remember watching that and listening to that on tour, just being like, God, these guys rip. You know, they're so cool, so
Yeah.
catchy, but like heavy as heavy as fuck and catchy. And it's like, how do you do that at the same time? They do it perfectly, you know. So,
Yeah, this band's insane. Like this last year was the 25th anniversary of the band, and we went out. We did like pseudo world tour where we were playing 3 nights in each city, doing the first album night one, second album night two, third album night three. And again, like I have such like crazy nostalgia for those records from a completely different perspective than the way that they do, obviously.
mhm.
But before we would go on stage every night, they would play footage from those DVDs and footage from that era right before we like went out and played the record. But so crazy, just like standing next to my guys, because like half of the time it's like, yeah, these are my dudes and we've been together forever and it's awesome. And then every once in a while, especially when we're playing shows, I'm like, damn, I was the kid front row right there, like super excited to watch the band come out on stage. And yeah, so it hasn't worn off. I still pinch myself all the time, but super stoked. It's pretty cool.
Dude, that's rad. I've seen this is sad, but I've seen the Used many times without you in it. So I
Sure.
saw the Used
Yeah.
before you
Yeah.
joined, and then I
Yeah.
became more and more reclusive over the years. And now like
As
I
we
haven't been to
do.
shows. So,
It's hard, man. It's really hard, especially when you toured a bunch and you've been given like the special treatment. Like I have a really hard time going to shows if I'm not gonna get like the pass and the like I have a place to like get away from people for a little bit. And it's totally like snooty and whatever, but I've been spoiled for so long. Like the idea of just going to a show and sitting out there and making it work is tough. I still do it, but
yeah, yeah.
I, I like when it's like your pass is waiting for you at the front and you have a
Hmm.
place to go. And
It's easy to get in
um,
and out and
that's all we got in life. Give us a little treatment at the live show here. Come on.
that's rad, man. I I I've going back to you joining and stuff too. I know how it is joining bands that are already established and having that like,
Mm.
oh shit, you know. But like, so when you joined, you're a fan, but were you kind of like, was there any intimidation, or were you just like, is this time? Let's go, kind of thing?
Yes and no. Like there definitely was in the sense that like the my biggest fear would be to come into a band with a legacy like this and like do it dirty, like not step up to the plate, not like honor what they've built already.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of that within my role in this band where it's like, I let those guys steer the ship 99% of the time. This is their brand. This is their thing that they made. And, fortunately I was highly influenced by their music coming up myself. So when we write together, it still feels like the Used no matter what. Um, but yeah, there's certain things where it's like I normally in the past, I'm the type of person that I want to be in charge. I want to be at least like one of the decision makers or at least like giving big input on everything. It's really special with this band because everyone kind of has their roles and they do such a good job of it. So a lot of my role outside of the studio is just trying to do justice to the songs that they've already made. So I've been able to help with some of the live show, and we've modernized a little bit, and that's been really fun. But ultimately, we're trying to like get as close to those records as we can, and I'm trying to emulate, some other guys on some stuff, and but it's really fun. It's a cool challenge.
Yeah, dude, that's rad. I texted you, but it's been a treat, dude, because like I've listened to your albums before, but whenever I have a musician come on, I told you that I'll sit down with like headphones on and just like listen to the albums, like
Sure,
just
yeah,
like pick it out, pick it apart, like, oh, what's Jeffa doing here? What's Dan? What's Joey? What's Bert doing? And man, dude, like if you guys haven't listened to Used with headphones, like you're missing out too, because like
I
you hear
agree.
things.
Yeah, yeah, and I mean, we've worked with the most incredibly talented people in the world as well. Like outside of just the four of us, the producers we work with and the mixing engineers and all these guys are the best of the best at their in their lane. So that's a huge thing that I love about the Used is the Used is not a micromanaged type of band, especially when we're making records. I think Bert said this early on when I joined, but he's like, I want to let the expert be the expert, and I want to let the artist be the artist, and like
Hmm.
we can give our opinions after the fact, but like who am I to tell someone making our album art like exactly what to do? You're an artist. Like what does the song do to you? Who am I to tell a mixing engineer how to mix my song? Like you do it first, and then we'll come back if something feels weird, but like we want to trust the expert and let them be, have ownership as well. So that's what's been cool is everything that we've done since I've been in the band is like such a big team effort, more than just the four of us. And I really love that.
Dude, that's the best way to collaborate too and to make things is like how you just said, like, but when I've worked with artists too, that's the same way that I want to do it, and I think everyone else should do it that way. But just like, you know, I'm talking just like artwork specifically, but like
Sure.
what is this song? What inspires you with this song? Like instead of, hey, I want this detail, this detail, this
Totally.
detail. So,
Yeah. And there's a time and a place and whatever. And I think, all ideas welcome, but like, one of the beautiful things in art in general when you're collaborating is like nothing is sacred. You know what I mean? Like holding on to nothing until like it is finished and we've put this out to the world. There's a bunch of people's opinions, and sometimes the group is different than yours. That doesn't mean that they're against you. It's just like this is, we're just being a team, and it gives more ownership, and it's more exciting that way. And um, yeah, anyway, I don't know what my point is, but
no,
I
it's
love collaborating. I love letting people, everyone be a part because the more ownership you have once you release that music and that art, then everyone is really excited about it. It's not just like, all right, the one guy in the band got what he wanted and now let's do what that guy wants. Like everyone has a valid opinion, and I think it just makes the art grow a little bit better.
hmm no, for sure, dude. I when I would listen to the guitar parts too now, it's so cool. Like picture, I'm like, oh, that's Joey. That's Joey playing that part too. So that's just really cool. There's a lot of like you're talking about the producers and people you've worked with too. Just like the production on these albums is so rad too. But the thing um, I love about it too, is just that like some people think as you grow as a band and get bigger and bigger and you get more production and the production gets better or if you're on a major label or whatever it is that like they've
Mhm.
sold out or they've become like whatever. I think the used is still the used, but you guys have these like you guys have like anthem songs that could be like you guys could be playing with Imagine Dragons, but then you guys could be still be playing with like, heavy ass bands like I don't know, like, you know, pick your
Dude, it's the best. It's the
yeah,
best.
it's rad.
Because we get to write ballads and acoustic songs, and we get to write like full on metal and hardcore songs. Like we have gnarly breakdowns. Like some of the
Yeah,
gnarliest breakdowns in any of the bands I've ever played with are in the used, and then also songs where it's just a piano and a vocal, or just an acoustic and a vocal, and we play those songs all in the same set. So it's like it's the most fun band to be in for like a rock guy like me because we get to do it's a full spectrum. And I'm thankful to be in a band that has that because even when we make records, like there's really no walls up. It's like we go in, our instruments are like the main thing we're going to use on the music side, but like we'll experiment and do weird shit. And like by the time Bert gets his crazy vocals on it, it's like, oh, this is the use. It sounds like all the use, but it's just got its new thing now, and I love it. I mean, we're writing right now, we're gonna make a record at some point this year, and um, the demos that we're throwing at each other are just like all over the board. Like but it's just this is the only band I've ever been in where it's like, oh shit, well nothing's cohesive. We gotta like pick a lane. It's like with the used, there's no lane. You just like make songs and then we pick the ones we like the best. And we usually release everything anyway. I mean, our last couple records, we made 24 to 28 songs and we just put out two records with the body of work and but they all come out. I mean, there's nothing that I've done with this band that is like sitting for for no one to hear. Like every song we've made is out there. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, so like it wasn't when you guys recorded the toxic posit it's toxic positivity, right? The
Yep.
meds songs were recorded around the same time, and then you guys
Yeah, it
released
was all
meds
the
later.
same. Yeah, we
Wow.
did it in two blocks, the record, but we recorded all that stuff at the same time.
Wow.
Meds were just the songs that didn't make the first half of the record. And initially, I think it was going to be, like the normal, like we'll just do a deluxe version of Toxic Positivity. But then we were just kind of like, we really like these songs. B-side just kind of has a stigma, it doesn't get the love that it deserves. So we just kind of put it out as its own record. And it was really cool. People liked it. It resonated with people. Like totally weird to have, it's pretty much a B-sides record. And I've had people say, oh, this is my favorite thing. And it's just special. I love everything the users ever put out has had a really special like place in time, and I'm honored to be a part of it now. But it's still cool being on both sides of it.
Yeah, dude.
But we're due.
You're due for another one. That's
We're
rad that you
due.
guys are
Yeah,
working on. Yeah. I mean,
yeah,
you're pumping out you guys are pumping out records. It's coming. It's good. Who are you guys
yeah. I mean, the band has never stopped. I think there's 11 albums out, something like that. Maybe more, maybe less, but just every couple years it just feels like we got it in us, we got more to say, we have something new to explore, and we go for it. And the beautiful thing too is that there's really not like expectations, so there's not really pressure, right? Like we go in to make a record and it's not like we have to do this or like no one's going to come to our shows. Like the shows have been amazing, we're selling tickets. um People are coming out and still having the time of their lives. They're bringing their kids now, so the pressure's off. We go in the studio and we just try to make something that we love, and we're optimistic that if we love it and we put it out, other people will love it as well. And um it's been cool. Yeah, like commercial success is just like not even on the radar anymore. I think it's just like putting out stuff we love and then continuing to play shows.
dude, speaking of like I guess like kind of like anything goes with the used. Um, I just read this morning. I was like, is there anything else I can find like maybe that can like
Mhm.
we could talk about that? I was like, whoa, no way, I didn't know that. And it was you guys are gonna do Australia with the Sydney Opera House or something, or like
Yeah, we're
the
doing the Sydney Opera House the end of next month
with
with
orchestra.
a full orchestra. We have a
Oh,
choir as well.
what?
Um,
What,
it's
Joey?
definitely, yeah, I know. Like, what? Yeah, it's
What?
super crazy bucket list thing. It's like such a bucket list item that it was never on my bucket list. You know what I mean? But again, one of those things with this band and the legacy of this band, we were in Australia last year for 5 weeks of our anniversary tour. And I'm pretty sure this is how it went. I think we were backstage in Sydney at a show, and the promoter of the shows was there. And someone in our camp was like, we should do a show at the Opera House. That'd be cool. Like, completely in passing, completely like kind of hypothetical. And the promoter was just like, let me look at dates. And the next day we were like, I guess we're playing the Sydney Opera House, and it's turned into this really incredible thing. We've been working on the show really hard the last couple months, and I believe we're gonna film and record and put it out for the world at some point. But yeah, it's like a black tie event. Um, it's just crazy. Yeah, like
That's
something I
super
never thought I
cool.
would get an opportunity to do, and it's gonna be very special.
Dude, that's so rad. Yeah, I can't wait to hear about that from you and see it if you guys release something about it or put it on
Yeah,
YouTube or whatever.
yeah.
But
Yeah, this year's cool. It's all just like one-off, really special shows. Later in the year, we're doing the Hollywood Bowl with Mike Hem, and that's going to be really special as well. I've never played there, so just kind of checking off some fun boxes this year.
dude, that's so cool. With My Chemical Romance too, man. That's
Y-
wow.
Yeah,
That's another
small
band
band.
we listened to, I think, when we were touring. We were listening to them too. But
Yeah, of course. Yeah, it's crazy to see this whole scene. It's basically our whole iPods to date us a little bit, but like all of those bands are doing really well right now. They're putting out cool records that are relevant, and young kids are getting into it, and it's super dope.
yeah, I think when we like when what I'll say early 2000s, like the used there wasn't like a lot of bands, I guess, like the used and My Chemical Romance, and there were people trying to like emulate them, but they were kind of like starting their whole new thing. Like it was like almost like
Sure,
when grunge
yeah.
started, you know?
Yeah, there
So
was just a couple, and all the labels started to sign up, to sign every band that was in that like kind of screamo emo world. Um, but it's been, this cool thing to see like how important the legacy of the used actually has become and has remained throughout all of this. It's we kind of I was telling Bert this at a festival we did in London last year, but like the used is such a legendary thing. Like Bert is like backstage famous. So we're like walking backstage, and like the other guys and the younger guys in the bands coming up want to take pictures with him, and
mhm.
and he's kind of like the godfather of emo.
Well,
It's special.
he's definitely one of the best vocalists from, I mean, I would say probably of our time, like with that stuff, like with screaming, singing, just being like his melodies and everything. He's so
One hard
fun
on
to
his
listen to.
sleeve. He's always been like really transparent about his personal experiences. And whether that was like a young ignorant kid who didn't really think that that would last forever or whatever it was, but he's never been shy to like talk about real shit, and I think that that has been so special for a whole generation. And these are the people that come out to the shows and they're like, man, you were one of the few people that connected with me in when I was in my darkest places growing up. And that has been probably my favorite part about being in this band, is seeing the massive impact that a subgenre of rock music can have on the world, and how a couple like shithead punk kids can like seriously save lives, and
Hmm.
not even on purpose. But I have a huge respect for Bert and the whole band, obviously, but he's just never been scared to talk about scary things that I think I would be terrified to talk about in our music. So special dude.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, the lyrics were fun to. I mean, I gotta. Again, I was listening to everything, so it's like then I would like, what did he say right there? And I'm like, oh wow, that's cool, but like I'm terrible with song names, so I think it might
And
have
me
been
too.
what was it oh man, it's something about was it depression personified? Is that what it is?
Depression personified. Yep.
That song is
That,
so sick. I was listening, I was like, man, these lyrics are cool, dude. Like how he
yeah,
did
that
it
was
this
a
way.
we were like, the rest of us were like, can we say this in a song? Like, is this too triggering or whatever? And Bert's like, you're not saying it, I'm saying it. And we're just like, all right, here
All
you
right,
go,
dude. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
one
It's
was
so
cool.
it's such a cool thing though. Like that song in particular, musically I love it a ton, but the lyrics are just like, for those of you who haven't heard it, it's about, if you could take your depression out of your head and like put it in front of you as like a living human being, what would you do to it? You know, what are the things you would say to it? What actions would you do? And we get kind of graphic about like basically Bert murdering his depression, hence depression personified. It's kind of on the head, but it was a super fun song to write, and it's one of my favorites from the last couple records.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite ones too. I'm surprised I got it right, but
Nailed it,
yeah, that
dude.
was it was cool. And dude, just hearing seeing him as a vocalist, just hearing you when I watch like live videos of you guys when you play at festivals or whatever, they have like these like pro shot, pro
Oh
audio.
yeah,
And
yeah.
then when you do
Love
when
those.
you do the backup harmonies with Bert, you guys just sound so good together. And I'm like, oh, that's when you
Oh,
joined,
that's
that's what I
good.
was like. I wonder
That's
if
good to
Joey's
hear.
gonna sing. So
Dude, I'm fairly certain that's that was the main reason that they had me. I mean, there was some incredible guitar players I heard about auditioned, and I still call myself a bass player. But I'm thankful that my brother got into singing and I had to do everything he did. So yeah, it's fun singing with Bert, man. It's like these melodies I've already known him my whole life. And yeah, getting to singing with him is super fun, super cool.
dude, when
He'll mess with me sometimes. Like if I'm on a good night and I'm like hitting every note, he'll like change something up just to fuck with me and like look over at me like, dude, we
you're
were doing
like,
so good. Yeah.
yeah, trip you up.
I love
Dude,
it.
what about La Tired? Are you guys still making stuff or what's going on with
It's
that?
kind of like
Just
we
fun?
haven't in a while. It was super fun. Yeah, like 2 years ago. I mean, we did a song a month. I think we did 9 months. We got 9 months in a row where we like got together at least one day in a month and wrote a whole song, produced it,
Wow.
and then like put it out. And it was a ton of fun. We just all got slammed with our schedules. You know, Kyle plays in Atreyu, Kova plays with Seosin. I was touring with the Used, and that's the whole band. So we just got slammed. I'm sure we'll do more stuff in the future. But that was a really cool experiment, which was basically like at the time, Cove was living on my property. He was living just across the dirt right there, and we were hanging out in the studio one night, and I was just like, okay, we've been playing music together since we were 14. We live on the same property. There's kind of no excuse. I have a studio. Like, we should just do something. And then we came up with the concept kind of on the spot. Like, let's make a song a month, see how long we can go. No pressure, no, we're not going to go get a label. We're just going to make songs and put them online. And it was super fun. And, Kyle would come over one day a month. My other buddy, Chad, would come over and film us and like make some content. And we would just like see what happens and write a song. And then I'd make some artwork on my computer real quick and then upload it to DistroKid. And that was it. That was the whole thing. And people were really kind. And it's some of my favorite songs I've ever written, to be honest. Like, I think the fact that there was no pressure and there was nothing other than we just start having fun for a day. It made it super easy to just write stuff that we really like. And that we kind of found what we like, for lack of a better term. I think that all three of us have always been in a band that was established before we became like creative members. So like the three of us kind of having a blank canvas for the first time in a while was fun to see what we came up with, you know.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, I really like those songs, and I never really promoted. We didn't tell too many people. It was just kind of like for our friends, and every once in a while someone will come up to me at a used show and bring it up, and I'm like, "Oh, you heard it. Cool." Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
That's cool, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, what is up with San Diego, especially like, just what's in the water? Because like the like you three right now, like you're saying, so Cove went to Seosin, Kyle went to Atreyu. Like John that used to sing for Thieves and Liars won an Oscar.
Yeah, dude.
Like
That
like
was
what?
wild. Yeah, I think
Like
he made the right choice quitting the band to move to Hollywood. And yeah, dude, he has a freaking Oscar, and not just an Oscar. He has a Best Picture Oscar,
yeah.
which
And
is absolutely nuts.
and there's other people we can mention. I mean, I can go on and on about San Diego people. but it's like
Yeah, I
there's
mean,
something in the
Phil
water here.
Phil is also playing in Seosin now, which is
Bill.
amazing. The OG of OGs. There's just a ton. Yeah, I mean, my brother did a lot of cool things. That's another thing that's weird too is, I kind of forget that my brother was in like this screamo band in the early 2000s, and they toured for a couple years. So every once in a while, I'll be playing a festival and run into someone that I forgot I met as Steven's little brother, and they're like, "How did you get here?" Like even the Under Oath guys, I met them when my brother was touring with them. I was still in high school, and now we do tons of stuff together. And they're kind of the last ones in the industry that still kind of look at me as Steven's little brother. But I love it. It's super awesome.
Yeah, I think we stayed with Under Oath, or no, we stayed with Chris from Under Oath when
With
I was touring with.
Chris,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah. That was
yeah,
cool. That
yeah.
was
Which is crazy because I mean, we were kids. We were crashing on his couch on our first tours, and then I just did the Emo's Not Dead cruise with him, and his like teenage kids are there, and they listen to the used, and it's just like this wild
wow.
full circle moment. They're probably the
Yeah.
same age I was when I met Chris,
Oh,
so
wow.
wild
That's a
times.
trip, dude.
Yeah,
That's really cool. I do. I
we're
also,
old people.
yeah. Oh, nah, we got some years as long as nothing gets us. But
We got some years, dude.
yeah, yeah, dude. But that's another thing I wanted to thank you for too is uh when I joined Destroy the Runner, I like I that was my first time like joining a band where I had to learn everybody else's or learn the previous vocalist Kyle, all of his stuff.
Yep.
And then there was that song that Cove sang on.
Oh
And that
yeah.
was like for me, I was like, I have to be like, ah, like sing like so high. And I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
And then you'd come on stage and you'd sing that part and you
That
helped
was
me out
great. It gave me
so
a little
much.
taste. Dude, that was I look forward to that every night because it's like, all right, I'm helping with merch and whatever, but I get to sing this chorus on this song every night. It's like got something to do. That
That
was
was
fun.
so cool, dude.
I weirdly did that for a couple bands I worked for. I would like just do harmonies on a couple parts. Like what didn't perform with the band, but I would like come rip a harmony or come rip a part real quick, and then that was it. I did that with Atreyu, not to completely sidebar, but we did a festival in Chicago one time. I was teching for Atreyu, and they did Bon Jovi's Shot Through the Heart, that whole thing.
Yeah.
And at the time, there was no room on the side of the stage for me to set up my tech world because we were kind of earlier on the bill. All the space was taken. So I essentially am setting up on the stage in front. There's 40,000, 50,000 people at this festival. So we just set up like a couple mic stands and put curtains over it, and we clip curtains on it to kind of like block off Guitar Tech World on the right side of the stage. Um, anyway, so they start playing this song, and the chorus comes, and I start wailing the chorus harmony off stage in Tech World. I just had a mic, I would turn it on, and I would sing the thing behind the curtain. And the wind blew up and just like took my whole thing up and over my head, and I'm just on stage like the ghost singer singing the harmony there. And it was a really funny moment. Everyone on side of stage was running around trying to grab it, trying to cover it up. I'm still singing, like trying to pick it up. But anyway, that was
No, dude,
fun. It was all started with you.
that's like people are thinking that you're using what they called show tapes or like a Milli Vanilli
Sure.
type thing, and also the
Yeah,
curtain
yeah,
blows up
yeah.
and it's the guy in the
Yeah.
back.
Just a guy.
You're like,
Dude,
ah.
I had seen a band do it years before that. I think it was like Helmet or someone, and their guitar tech was behind the cabs. His whole tech world was there. And I was watching from the side of the stage, or it was Hell Yeah, that's who it was. I'm watching from the side of the stage, and the chorus comes, and I see this freaking dude just pick up a mic and turns it on and just starts singing. He's still like tuning a guitar, and he's singing, and I'm looking at him like, no freaking way. Like this dude is offstage harmony guy. And I went straight to my Atreyu guys. I was like, "How do you feel about me doing some harmonies off stage?" They're like, "Love it. Let's give you a mic, dude."
Rad.
Yeah, it was great.
Dude, that's cool. So Hell Yeah inspired that. That's rad.
Absolutely, they did. Yeah,
Whoa. Dude, that's sick, man. I love too how I think I've seen over the years too more people talk about you saying vibes. or like
Well,
I think
I
that's
do
so
get
cool.
stuck on something. I get stuck on a word for a couple years until my wife beats it out of me. Yeah.
But dude, it's true though. Like it's I think you do bring vibes, good vibes, and um, I think there is something to like what Nikola Tesla said the the key to the universe or the keys to the whatever reality are energy, frequency, and vibration. So like it's true. Like everything around us is vibrating, and everything has like a frequency. And so if you
Oh,
come into
dude.
a room and you got bad frequency or bad vibes, you know, it's gonna change it.
Yeah. No, I mean, that's funny you even say it that way because um, I trip out all the time with not just my band, but anyone that plays music, especially for a living. Um, we literally vibrate things for our life. That's what we're giving the world is, I'm vibrating strings, we're vibrating our vocal cords. Like it's just it's really silly, but it is a crazy concept where it's like, what even is music? And yet it makes us feel these crazy emotions just from vibrations, bro.
Mm-hmm. No, it's
You
true,
get it.
dude. It's
Yeah,
true,
it's really
man.
special.
And I on this I've brought this up before, but like on this show in my bio, I have intention flies the craft. And I think intention also too, like people feel intention, and especially if it's behind art or music, like how you're talking about Bert's lyrics and him wearing his
Yeah.
stuff on his like on his sleeve, his heart on his sleeve. Like the intention behind anything we do with art, or even when you hang out with people, like there's something like that your words can try to mask, or like your facial expressions can try to mask, but like the intention is felt, you know, if someone's being pure or whatever. So,
Well, people are not dumb. I think there's an old world concept is within, entertainment world where it's like, oh, people are dumb, just the lowest common denominator. I remember people using that term all the time with like songwriting and just different things. And it's like, I disagree. I don't think people are dumb. I think people can tell, especially with art, they can tell when someone's being genuine. Um, and I think that that's important. Otherwise, what are we doing? What kind of weird mask are you wearing to just like make art that you don't connect with for some I don't know. Like I'm not trying to alienate anyone. I think anyone who makes art, it's special and it's a really hard thing, but I think you should do it for yourself and I think you should be genuine and do it with intention like you're saying. And do it really really do it for yourself because that's how you got to be an artist, right? And
mm,
like trusting your gut and your opinions and your um I don't know, just like your style, like that's why you're in it, right? Like people respect what you think is cool, so you should respect what you think is cool and then just let it happen, you know? Again, for the 13th time, I don't know my point here, but I
no,
feel
it's good.
like to exactly what you're saying, doing things with intention and being genuine is kind of the only way to do it. Otherwise, what the hell are we doing?
Yeah, dude. And I think times are changing, especially with I was gonna I wanted to bring this up to you too, so this could be a segue, but with like
Hmm.
AI, um, but also like just with let me start with news, like huge news media, you know, like where you got this like a man or woman in like a suit or whatever, and they're like news voice, and they're giving you something. And now I think most people, especially young people or people our age, are like, dude, I'd rather hear them on a podcast where they're themselves, and they're bringing like, you know, they're themselves, and they're talking like how they really talk, and they aren't in some weird voice, and it's not some like, you know,
Yeah,
what
it's
am
a
I trying
different
to say?
time. I mean, we're going back to people are not dumb. Like, we lived for a very, very long time being fed lies by the media and things like that. I'm not going to get crazy deep into that, but ultimately, I think we are all collectively aware of what's going on with media, and it's really hard to trust sources and certain things. And man, I talk with friends all the time. It's like we all get our information from different sources, and there's algorithms at play, and obviously AI is trying to like capture your time from you, and it's very easy for companies to use these things against you. But man, like to your point, yeah, the old world like format for presenting news and ideas is kind of gross, and it
Yeah.
feels like you're being lied to all the time. But if you can see people's personalities and how they're talking and how they feel about things, then that's easier to connect to, especially because everyone does it now too. So it's like I'd much rather consume that.
Yeah, dude. I think a lot of us are going that way, and I mean, maybe our parents and the older generation, they're just so used to the that news format or the way they get their information that's they kind of stick with that. But I mean, I'm I've said this before, but I'm not um I'm not any political party. I hate teams, so I don't like to join a
Sure.
side. So like I follow Republicans and conservatives and I follow Democrats and all that, but like I
Sure.
watched the State of the Union last night, and that was just so weird to me because I was seeing it's all these people in like suits, and they're all like, and it just it
Yeah.
just looks so weird. It looks like everyone's just peacocking, and like, you know, it's
Yeah, I mean,
just
dude,
it's
there's
so
obviously
weird.
like I think the California in us has something to do with that as well. Like at least a little bit. Like we've been raised in such a casual um casual vibe of a place that we have a pretty unique perspective on like, those sorts of weird traditions. I always thought it was so weird, like getting dressed to the nines for certain things, but whatever. Do your
Yeah, yeah,
thing,
yeah,
dude.
yeah. Do
Live
your
your
thing.
truth. Yeah, yeah. Whatever.
You're gonna be like, oh no, but like I have to bring it up, dude, because it's like relevant. But the Epstein files and all that's coming
I've
out
heard of
now.
them.
Yeah,
Yes, yes,
yes,
I've
yeah.
heard of this. Yeah, yeah.
So it's, dude, I think it's just got like everyone too, just kind of like, who are these people that are leading us? Like, like doesn't matter.
Dude,
Again, I'm not picking everyone. I'm not picking a political side. I'm just telling you,
right.
everybody is involved, it seems like, or like there's people from both sides or whatever, and it's just
From all sides. I think there's just evil people out there. And there's, again, not try not to get too deep into it, but like there to me, it seems like any person that would want to become a politician, like maybe it starts with good intentions, but man, it just looking at history, it doesn't seem like it ever really ends that way for any politician to get to these high up, decision making roles. It just seems like you kind of have to be a butthead,
yeah.
and it's just not. These are not people that I can connect with, and I know that there's lesser of two evil conversation for a lot of shit, but like what I try to do is, obviously I'm very fortunate and overwhelmingly blessed at the situation that I've come up in. But I try to just take care of the people around me the best that I can, and show love to everyone. And there's like, I think there's very obvious right and wrong, and there's good and evil. And I don't think it matters what color your tie is to like have those opinions and to do
Hmm.
something about it. So yeah, I'm right there with you, man. Like, I don't think it used to be that way. I think you could pick a team without it being so definitive, and it could just be like, yeah, I agree with these, whatever. But now it is just so it's black and white, and it never was before, and it shouldn't be. And
Hmm.
why are we putting so much faith in like politicians? These guys are buttheads.
Hmm.
So anyway,
Yeah, dude, no, it's true, man. It's like, I'm sure there's good ones out there that, like you were saying, that start with good intention, or maybe there's older ones that have good intention too. I'm sure. But yeah, it's like I think what these Epstein files have done though has we've all like kind of suspected there's weird shit going on, and like even even that movement with the QAnon, they were all like coming up with all this like crazy conspiracy stuff, but like some of it's like kind of true, and you're like, oh, yeah, like, or like, it's I don't know all the QAnon conspiracies, but I just know that they had a lot of different things. Like I think the Pizzagate thing was in there. And now you find like pizza stuff in
Oh,
the files and jerky, like they're talking about
dude.
jerky, and you're like, what is going on here, dude? But uh,
Yeah, that's like just the most pure evil shit that is hard to believe is real.
yeah,
And I
it's hard, dude. It's a
will leave it at
ontological
that.
shock.
But yeah, well, what the hell? What the hell? That's I think that's a basic thing we should all be able to agree on is that we should protect our kids.
Yep,
Pretty simple concept. That's worldwide.
yeah,
Like don't bomb kids, don't take advantage of kids, don't assault kids. If you pass that one, then like we can figure everything else out.
yep. And no matter
Yeah,
who's
just
involved, if no matter what party they're from, who they are, what like job they were in, like whatever their profession, whoever it is that was in there, if we know that they did something, like they should be brought to justice. They should go to prison. There has to be something done, but right now nothing's being done. So I think all of us are kind of just like what's happening
well,
here,
and
you
even
know?
we're seeing even in the UK, I mean, they like arrested and are prosecuting Prince Andrew. Like, I think they said it was something, I'm gonna misquote this, but it was something like the first member of royalty to be prosecuted since like
Yeah, it was like
1647 or
400
something
years
like
or so.
that.
Like, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, and
yeah,
they're doing it, and they're doing it publicly on like the biggest, the era of information traveling in a moment's time. So I mean, I'll leave it at that, but it's crazy that like, yeah, anyway,
yeah, yeah.
dark, dark
Dark
stuff.
shit,
Yeah,
and I had to bring it up just because it's what's going on right now,
totally. Yeah,
and uh and let out the audience know again, like not talking about any political side, but whoever's involved, like I want them, I want justice for these victims, and man, the
yeah, for
ones we
these
don't even know.
yeah, the ones we don't know and the ones that are like, yeah, we don't need to get further into it. It's heartbreaking that it exists, and I just hope that there's justice for the victims, and I hope that something positive comes from this terribly evil and disgusting part of our society that's existed for a long time. I hope this is like a reckoning for all of those people.
Yeah,
They can't hide, and this we can't sweep this under the rug.
yeah, man,
Anyway,
I agree. Yeah, um, let's talk about can I bring up the UAP UFO thing since we're talking about
dude,
like
let's
files like that?
live.
Yeah, man. So
Let's
like
live.
it's cool because like I don't think me and you have ever talked about this. I think maybe the last time I hung out, I don't even know if I talked to you about it, but I got really into it.
Yeah.
Uh, Tom DeLonge went on Joe Rogan in 2016, I think it was, and
Hmm.
I remember him talking about that there's going to be hearings coming and all this stuff, and I was like, oh man, this guy's crazy. Like poor Tom, and I just felt so bad for him, and I went to
Sure.
band
Yeah.
practice and I was like telling all the guys like, oh man, I used to love Blink and Tom just lost his mind, and I just felt so bad for him, and I was like kind of laughing and just like, damn dude, like poor guy. And then 2017 comes around, the New York Times article comes out, and it's like all this legit stuff. Then we start having hearings, and it's like everything Tom said is like coming true, and I'm like, oh
Dude.
Tom, I'm
The
sorry.
prophet Tom. Yeah.
I'm
The
sorry,
prophet
Tom.
Tom DeLonge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But where are
I
you at?
honestly,
Yeah.
I would have, I feel like I would have won a bet that said Tom DeLonge, of all the people, that Tom DeLonge from Blink 182 is going to be the guy that like blows the whistle on all this stuff that's going on. It's pretty nuts, dude. Mad respect. Because I was right there with you. I was like, this guy's batshit. Like, this is
Okay, yeah.
sad. Like, this guy was my freaking hero, and now he's losing it. Um, and yeah, I mean the fact that there's like any weight to what was going on and the information he was like let in on is so dope. That like a dude that sings about like peeing and pooping
Yeah.
to this day is like, has some pretty unreal knowledge of things that are going on. And then, like I think I was texting you about it the other day, but like um seeing some things pop up in my algorithm with different theories about not if these things exist, but like what are they?
Yeah.
And that's been fun to see some theories popping around the internet.
Yeah, dude, like there's a uh I think I could if I'm wrong, people like say it in the comments or whatever, but I think it's Representative Luna, um Anna Paulina Luna, and then Representative Eric Burleson, and I think Tim Burchett said it too. But these are, they're they're saying that, they've seen some classified stuff, and they were just wondering, maybe this is something spiritual, or maybe this is something like um, angels and demons, or that kind of route. Um, and you're Christian, so like, right? You're Christian, so I just want to know like your perspective on being a coming from a Christian
I've gone,
background.
I mean, yeah, I grew up in the church, so I have like this like deep rooted stuff inside me. However, this is great, and I told someone about this recently, but um, at the church that I went to when I was coming up, one of the pastors there had an alien talk one time, and it was like the
Whoa.
coolest perspective I've ever heard. And this happens a lot, like through I've had a great experience, growing up in this church, and like I feel terrible for a lot of the stories I've heard from everyone who's ever been associated with like an organized religion. I didn't have that experience. I was very lucky to have like the most Southern California style, like broad perspective, even from the people that were leaders in the church. That being said, this pastor one time was basically saying like, he started his talk by saying like, we collectively here, we believe that like God created all this, right? Like that's a pretty basic concept for the religion. You guys are all in this building. Everyone thinks this is a thing. Um, we think that he threw the galaxies into existence and he did all of this stuff. Unreal. Like the chances of any of this happening are nuts, but we believe this is a thing. And he basically just goes on to say, who are you to belittle that creator to say that
Hmm.
he wouldn't create life elsewhere?
Hmm.
And I was like, dang, that's pretty sick for like a dude who's, very biblical, and like obviously this church is studies the Bible, and to like, go off script and be like, yo, who are we to think that that can't be a reality? Like,
Hmm.
anyway, I mean that's the long and short of it. But then again, recently seeing all these theories that like maybe the UAPs and all this stuff, maybe they're one and the same. Maybe there's some stuff going on. Maybe there's some like, I've seen a girl go down the rabbit hole with like the biblical references and then like archaeological references backing up the claim that like maybe aliens are just angels or demons or something. And I'm not sure what I believe one way or another,
Yeah.
but I'm loving it right now.
Yeah.
I
Yeah. You just
tell
get
you
the.
what, like I'm just like, dude, I'm taking it all in from every side, every angle, every theory. I just love it so much because some of them are, again, are batshit. But living in a time where it's like we're kind of collectively agreeing that this is real stuff. We just don't know much about it. I'm here for it. And I hope
Yeah,
we can
man.
find out more in our lifetime.
Yeah, dude. I think we will, because it just seems like every year we're getting in, whether it's more whistleblowers or whoever coming forward, like that's who I go to for information, by the way, like, um, because like whistleblowers and like any like coming from anywhere, usually it's like it's such a shitty thing to do to be a whistleblower. Like it's gonna ruin your life.
Yeah.
You're probably gonna be threatened, especially like if it's a huge company or whatever.
Yeah. So it's a weird
So
motive to do that without like factual evidence. I agree with you. That's an interesting perspective.
yeah, and so listening to them, just hearing what they're saying, and I'm just like, okay, and some of them are religious, some of them aren't, um, but they're all kind of just saying the same thing, and or just saying stuff that not exactly the same thing, but stuff that connects, or you know, but like I'm the same way. I don't know what it is, and some people, and this is rad because I haven't talked to you about this yet. So talking to you, now is cool. But like, I got this, conversation series called BrewFOs. So people are going to automatically think Chad believes in aliens. And
Yeah.
like, I
Yeah.
don't know
Yeah.
what the hell this is. Like, and
Sure.
and um, real quick too. Like I in 2013, um, me and Laura were walking um off, off one of these beaches here, and we saw this huge like sphere just like stuck in the sky. It had a dim red light on the bottom of it, and it just stuck up there, and we were just like, that is so weird. That's not a blimp, that's not a balloon. It wasn't hovering, like moving, it was just stuck. And we were like,
Yeah.
what is this thing? And a family was walking by, and I asked the dad, I'm like, do you see that? And he was like, oh, it's a UFO. And he laughed and he walked away. And I was just like, what? And like, I forgot about it until like the 2017 thing came out. And
Mhm.
it's I don't know what it was, but I've heard similar stories of people seeing similar things, and
Yeah.
and it's weird, but like, I'm not going to say it's an alien, or I'm not going to say it's an angel or a demon. I just don't know what it is.
Dude, that's kind of how I am with this whole thing. Like I've had a couple weird experiences where it's just like maybe just need to like wash my face or something. But I mean, I feel like we're gonna get some answers soon. I feel like one way or another we're gonna get some closed doors or some open doors. Uh, but man,
Can
wouldn't
you?
it just be the coolest to
Yeah,
find out some if there's life out there and we just haven't been able to discover it? And then there's the other side too that makes it tough where it's like, man, the universe is like infinitely expanding
yeah.
and like I'm not debating that there's probably life out there, but like the chances of that life connecting with our tiny planet too, that's a tough one. That's a tough one. But we're gonna see. We're gonna find out.
Yeah, um I mean, again, we don't know,
We don't
like
know.
yeah, like there could be like
I
some
haven't
planet
traveled
that's
galaxies.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. There could be some Star Trek shit out there, and they're like warp driving here, and we don't know. Like, but right now our
Dude,
physics are like, no, that's impossible. But like, to them, it's normal.
totally.
You know.
But everything,
But
I mean, shit, the things that we have in the modern world right now were impossible 20 years ago now. Like
yeah,
the rapid expansion of technology, like I'm not counting anything out anymore, you know.
yeah,
I am disappointed we don't have flying cars yet, but I think that's like we're close,
we're
dude.
close. Yeah. We should. Yeah. I think we should be further than we are too. Just it's just like, we you know, again, like whatever leadership it is at the time, or like big oil companies controlling everything, or like whatever it is, like they want us to consume oil. Like even like like your phone's made of or pens and everything. Like my computer, plastic, and plastic is just a byproduct of oil. So like everything's just
Yeah.
made out of oil, and we run on oil, and you know, uh, don't progress in anything else but oil. That's like, it's kind of what we're in here. So,
Well,
um,
yeah, I mean, that's a way deeper rabbit hole to go down, like just the capitalism rabbit hole, which we don't need to touch. But like, yeah, it kind of doesn't freaking work, does it? You
no.
know? So
It
I'll put
works
it
until
that
you
way.
start poisoning yourself and the planet. But now
Yeah,
we're to the
it's
point where
just
all of us are like, okay, let's find something else. Yeah.
well, let's let a corporation like be a human entity. Like anyway,
Dude, it's
it's a weird place we live, you know, like we it's an amazing um it's an amazing place to live in comparison to a lot of others, but there's a ton of shit that we do really bad and that we're just not willing to improve upon because capitalism runs our society. So that's all I'll say about that.
yeah. Bye everybody. No,
Yeah.
dude, I think also too, like, I think most of us in the world are good people, and we care about each other, and we want to take care of each other. So I think a lot of the people that rise to power are people that probably end up being shitty people because they can lie or manipulate you or come up with something, and you're going to give them the benefit of the doubt because most of the people I know are great, lovely people, and we just want to help each other. Oh, you're sick, bro? Like, let me get you something, or like, oh, you
Yeah.
need something. Like, we all want to take care of each other, and I also think that's why we haven't had a civil war because I've heard politicians just trying to scare us all, like civil war is coming soon, and I'm like, dude, we love each other too much, and it hasn't worked, and you
Yeah.
guys keep trying to make it happen, but it's not fucking happening, you
It's
know?
like Civil War, like politicians versus everyone else. Yeah,
Yeah,
like it's not going
yeah,
to happen.
yeah. We love each other too much. I don't care about your political party or whatever, but I just think
Yeah.
that that's how shitty people get into power, and then it gets out of control. It's just because, you know, it's a theory, but I just think that most of us are good, and that's how this bad shit happens in the world is just because people that are gonna manipulate you, lie to you.
Yeah, take advantage of the
Yeah.
system.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's like that in every part of life, unfortunately.
Yep.
But I'm right there with you. Like I'm an optimist, and I think like most people are good, and most people are inherently good, and I think they want to. I get joy out of helping someone out. Like that's you know, we just don't preach that as much anymore. But yeah, I think you're right. I think like when you turn off the screen and you zoom out is something I say a lot, but when you zoom out and you see like the people around you and like the community that you're in, things are pretty amazing for the most part. And then surrounded by injustice and just disgusting shit. And
Hmm.
like we got to find a way to navigate that and not be just angry all the time, which is super hard. Um, but yeah, there's I think we do a really good job of standing up for all of our people who need to be stood up for without trying to like I'm back.
You're back. Okay. You said, but without trying to
Without trying to
murder.
murder the other side. Yeah,
Yeah,
dude.
yeah,
Just
murder the other
like
side. Yeah, yeah,
and the other side not being like again, not being what color tie you're wearing. The other side just being like these kind of shitty people that take advantage and it's the type of person that's like calling an old lady and like insurance scamming them. Like those people exist, which sucks, but I feel like most people are not them.
yeah,
So,
yeah, man.
yeah.
And I have to ask you about this because you mentioned this real quick, and I was like, oh. But you said some weird stuff has happened to you sometimes, like paranormally stuff, or like, is there anything you can go into? Like, have you seen anything weird, or like,
I've seen some things that like really really trip me out, and again, I'm not sure the circumstances or what it is, and the couple times it has happened, it's definitely just been like, all right, I'm seeing things, whatever. But like,
anything you'd like to share, Joey?
I mean, it's nothing that's like the most exciting story, but just where I live, right? Like in behind my house, from my deck, you can see pretty far. Like it's all kind of mountains and there's a big ravine. And then Camp Pendleton is over there too, which kind of always makes me doubt the things that I'm seeing because they got some weird shit going on over there.
Yeah.
But there's been like two times that I can definitively remember were real late at night, like chilling on my deck and just seeing, weird lights that didn't make sense and things moving quick. And again, things that felt like I was probably just tripping. Um, but man, I remember one time, this wasn't even that long ago, maybe a year ago. Um, I was tripping, dude. I was on my deck just staring. I didn't have my phone or anything. I should have been like a film it guy, but I wasn't. But I was on my deck tripping. I was about to go wake Chelsea up, my wife, to have her come outside and tell me that I wasn't crazy. But like the moon was gigantic in the background. It gets like fully west, about midnight. Moon's gigantic. And I swear I just kept seeing this light go back and forth across the moon, like kind of where Camp Pendleton is. So
Wow.
I just kept telling myself it has to be maybe a military something, but it was like really quick. And that was just like a stupid moment. It like bothered me enough to where in the morning when my wife woke up and we were awake, I told her about it, and she was like, "Well, did you film it? We have we have cameras attached to our bodies now." I'm like, "No, I didn't." And it was so late. Who knows? Maybe I was tripping, but
Did you know
um,
that's a common thing? It's so
is
weird.
it really?
yeah, that people, all of us, for some reason, like most of us, we see shit and we have our phones, but we don't film it, and like some of us speculate like maybe something's like messing with
Sure.
us, so we're
Yeah.
just like more
Yeah. I
caught
like
in it,
that.
but
No,
it's
it was weird, man. Even the size of the moon was like part of the most eerie bit. It's like, and that was the part I remember telling my wife that was tripping me out the most was like, I felt like the moon was pulled closer. Like
wow.
what's that movie? With Jim Carrey where he like pulls the moon
Is
closer.
it
I don't
is
know
it
if you remember that.
Truman Show? Was that Truman Show or no?
No, it's not Truman Show. Oh, it's right there. People are tripping out watching this, going, it's this
Yeah,
movie.
they're gonna be like, you guys.
I'll remember in a minute.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, he pulls the moon down. And it felt like that, dude. Like the moon felt like it was taking up the entire sky, and that was already tripping me out. And then there was this thing going back and forth, and I couldn't describe it or anything, but I just
Wow.
remember everything about it was just like, what the hell am I seeing right now? Um, and then that was kind of it. And there's been a couple other times where there's, weird shit in the sky. We were actually in Florida. This one was interesting. This is kind of funny though. We were in Florida in a parking lot somewhere on a day off with the band, and I was standing outside. I think I was talking to my wife, and look up in the sky, and there's this like pink and blue lights that are like, it was kind of cloudy, so we couldn't tell. It looked like it was maybe being projected at the clouds, but then we would like a cloud would move and you would only see it on like the top part of the cloud. Like we were tripping. So the only thing that made sense, I pulled everyone off the bus. I was like, "You guys got to come look at this. I don't know what I'm looking at. Like, someone please tell me that I'm seeing things."
Yeah.
And everyone came out. There was like 12 of us outside, all staring into the sky, looking at these clouds because the light was coming, reflecting on top of this cloud we were looking at. So we're like, it's either a drone, which it could have been, maybe, or something is projecting lights straight down. And the lights kept changing colors. And
Oh,
like,
weird.
there was 12 of us there all together going like, is this it? Like, are we witnessing things right now?
Yeah.
I even think there was some younger kids that pulled up in an Uber by the hotel we were at as we were all staring into the sky, and they're like, "What are you guys doing?" We're like, "Do you not see that?" And they're like, "Yeah." Like,
Yeah, yeah.
guys, this is, I don't know, maybe it's just Florida, maybe it was a nightclub with drones, but like,
How high
I
up do you
mean,
think it was?
it was super high. It was above the cloud line. Like
Yeah.
we were probably like I would say probably like a mile or two from where it would have been if it was coming from the ground. Which again, like plausibly in the world that we live in, probably
Probably,
was.
yeah,
But
probably a drone, but
but the fact that we were seeing the lights like basically
down.
being projected down, it
Yeah.
wasn't being projected up, and it was hilarious. And we all, it was, I think we stayed outside for like 45 minutes, and the lights would switch a bunch, and then they would stand still for a little bit, and then it would disappear for a while, and then it would switch a bunch, pink and blue, and then it would stay still for a little bit. And then watching the clouds move also made it look even more like maybe it was moving around, So I still have no idea what it was.
Well,
Um,
that one has like you can kind of like have an explanation for it, but the moon one with it going back and forth, there's no,
totally.
I can't really have a fucking, I can't think of an explanation for that.
That one was so weird. I felt like I was on drugs, which I definitely was not, but I felt like I was on drugs for how big the moon felt, and then seeing things that I felt were actually there. It was just the most bizarre experience. That's probably the weirdest one ever. And that was only like a year or so ago.
Wow.
Anyway,
Well,
yeah.
dude, no, that's cool. Most like since we live by Camp Pendleton, I just saw this on some like documentary or something about like California and San Diego, but I didn't realize like we live in like, if it's not the like one of the biggest military places in the world, like Southern
Yeah.
California in general. Like from
Well, there's
here,
Miramar Airfield, there's Camp Pendleton, obviously. They even have those islands out there. Like
Yeah.
there's some serious stuff going on.
And most of the UFOs and or UAP that people see are over like military installations. So
Sure.
when you say Camp Pendleton, like it could be something checking it out. Or there's this book. I'm pointing back there because I have a lot of UAP UFO books behind me. But there's this
Hmm.
book called UFOs and Nukes, and it's wild, dude. Because this guy, oh God, I hope I don't get it wrong. Is it Robert Hastings? Might be. That might be the author. If I got it wrong, everybody, I'm sorry. But he interviews like the Minutemen, like the guys that like
Mm.
they control our nukes, and like you have to
Yeah.
turn the key at the same time, and they check
Do the
if you had
code.
an Advil the night before or that morning.
Oh,
Like you have to
yeah.
be the most sane person, and like there's so many of them just saying like they experience these weird things showing up, turning on and off our nukes, and then taking off, and like it's just like, dude, these guys aren't lying. Like they
Yeah.
if they lied and they're crazy, they'd be out of here, you know?
Right.
So
Yeah.
it's just really weird that something's going on. I don't know what it is, but
And that's where I'm at. That's where I'm
yeah,
at, where like, which is a great place to be because I'm just completely like uh sponge worthy, to quote Elaine. I feel
yeah,
like I'm sponging everything right now. Like everything that's coming in, I'm not discrediting anything. I'm not writing anything off. I'm just so here for it. And like we're gonna figure this out together.
dude, I'm down, man. I'm super down. I I wanted to ask you too about AI. That was a
Oh yeah.
that's another thing. Are you cool if I ask you a few more questions? You got to take off or
Dude, please. You're good.
okay. Um, just I've had some uh like Masons and Templar guys on here.
Sure. Okay.
But they're my friends now, but like uh they have some wild claims, and I'm just like, whoa, because coming growing up Christian and growing up in the Christian, you know, uh reading the Bible and like hearing the narrative from that perspective, it's cool because like when I left Christianity, I was like, okay, well, what are other people saying? I just want to know, like I'm just curious. So like,
Yeah.
um, I've always wondered about them, but I think growing up, like I heard a lot that like they were satanic or they were the Illuminati or whatever.
Sure.
But
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
now becoming friends with them, like I'm like, oh, like, these guys seem like nice men and women seem like nice, people that just have a different opinion. And where I'm going with this is just that I keep hearing that you know that we're not like humans. We're not like we weren't we didn't just pop up like soon. Like we've probably been around before, like when there was a cataclysm, and the ones that survived were like the remnants of those people now. It's like when you hear
Sure.
like Atlantis or like uh some high civilization that where the world got to before, and maybe we had AI that had could fly around and check us out or do some stuff. And then a cataclysm happened, and then we come out and we're like, oh, let's try to write it down. Like there was things flying in the sky, and there was like, but like that's how like religions could be formed, or that's how like different opinions, like of whatever it is. Like there's flood myths or flood truth, you know, uh, all over the world from different religions that like the
Totally.
world
Yeah.
was covered in a flood, and we had to
That
start
stuff trips
over.
me out. I mean, there's dozens, there's hundreds of religions, right? And there's tons of origin stories and all sorts of different stories. And there is so much crossover from like these civilizations that like absolutely did not talk to each other. They weren't emailing, or were they?
Yeah.
Who
Or
knows?
were they? Yeah.
Or
Or
were
were they?
they? Like, I guess that's the point of what you're saying. Like, and I'm not a dude. I am open to the concept of, you know, like the technology that existed in ancient times being way further along than we can give credit to humans for. I mean, dude, I'm loving this. Like the under the pyramids stuff
Oh,
that we've
yeah,
been.
that's coming out.
Come
Yeah.
on now.
Yeah,
Like
dude.
it's crazy. Like what's under there? How is that a thing?
and yeah, and we're like as our technology gets better and we get like that lidar stuff, or we have lidar now, and it's probably going to get even better, whatever's next. But like you could just like see that there's actual physical shit under the pyramids, and we're like, let's go. What's under there? Let's go. Come
Let's
on,
do it. Let's
let's
friggin'
go.
go, dude.
Yeah,
I'm down for it. I'll give you $50 to some board, dude.
yeah,
Let's go. No, it's nuts. I'm also really excited about and I think this totally is in line with UAPs, but like the freaking ocean, man. Like with
yeah,
all this technology we're coming up with, like I'm really excited for us to start to explore like what covers most of our planet, like because we, from what I've heard, it's kind of like the old phrase, but it's like we know more about space than we do of the
yeah.
ocean on our own
It's
planet.
true. Yeah,
But it's true. And like we're getting close with all this technology where we can we send an underwater drone to just film it all? What are we doing? Let's
yeah,
go.
dude. We
Uh
had was it the last hearing or the hearing before? It could have been the last hearing. It's all starting to get jumbled. But we had a Tim Gallaudet, which was a rear admiral for the Navy, and
okay.
he was saying like he's heard and from different people and you know seen some stuff, but like he was just saying like basically that like just that there's stuff going on in the ocean. People are seeing like our military seeing stuff in the ocean that's doing stuff that's we can't do. That's like fast and huge and like moving like it's like the water doesn't do anything. Like the water's not even giving it like any friction or slowing it
Yeah.
down.
Yeah.
So, uh,
Oh no.
yeah, like what is that, dude?
Oh no. I like it, but it's scary.
Do you go in the ocean at all?
I used to, but when I was in ninth grade, I broke my neck body surfing,
Oh
and
shit.
I've had like a super healthy fear of the ocean ever since then. I'll still go and we take our kids to the beach,
Yeah.
from time to time, but not a super beach guy. I gave up on surfing around ninth grade.
Yeah. No,
Uh
that makes sense, dude. If you broke your
yeah,
neck, that's
it's
crazy.
scary, man. But it doesn't like bother me at all. Like we just did a boat show. We were on a cruise for a few days doing a show. But I have like a strong respect for the ocean
Yeah.
that I gained when I busted up my neck. Yeah, for sure.
Dude, that's great. How long did it take to heal from that?
I'm making it sound gnarlier than it was. It was basically a fracture on my C4. And it was, I wore a neck brace for a bit and I mean, it was maybe a couple months of like being careful. Um, but yeah, it was nuts, man. I basically was on like a beach break wave and like came down hard onto the sand and like landed on my head and rolled over. And
Oh,
my friends were all laughing because it was, we were shithead kids and it just looked like I biffed it. But I was like, something's wrong, dude. Like,
yeah.
but yeah, they kind of like carried me out and took me to the hospital. And like, yeah, you fractured your neck, dude.
Dang.
Like, well, I didn't want to do that. Honestly, the most uncomfortable part of the whole thing was like they had my head like taped down to this plastic board, because they
Oh.
didn't want me to move. And I was like that. I think it was like 7 hours. I was taped to this board. The back of my head hurt worse than my neck just from like being on
Oh,
this plastic
yeah.
board. Yeah.
Dang.
So don't break your neck because it'll be annoying.
Yeah. Jeez, dude. Oh, and you
But
still
yeah, the
headbang and
ocean.
stuff too. You're still
Yeah,
doing it.
dude.
Yeah, yeah. Be careful.
Straight up. Yeah, no, it's I that would be quite the way to go, right? Just like in it and then all of a sudden just buckle, I'm just
Yeah.
done.
That's terrible. I'm knocking
That's
on wood,
terrible,
dude.
but yeah, yeah.
Well, the ocean, like that's a big deal though with UAP. It's like it's a lot of these sightings happen over the ocean or over bodies of water like lakes or big rivers and coming in and out of them, and it's just like what is this thing.
Well,
But
I would imagine, again, I'm thinking out loud here for the very first time. Um, but I would imagine like if there's other life coming from other planets, that's like our prerequisite for this conversation, coming to our planet, I would imagine it's for the water, right? Like we haven't found much of that anywhere else. So
Yeah.
like I would imagine if you're looking through the galaxies and, at least our life, like all life on our planet pretty much survives on water. So it would make sense for all of this mysterious shit to happen based around that resource, right?
Yeah. And I've heard too, like, even just like coming here and going into the ocean, then uh, you know, it's gonna basically protect you from elements if you're, like the ocean's not gonna have earthquakes that are gonna mess you up, or it's like you
Right.
can hide in there and also
Yeah.
like survive in there like better than, other different types of environments, I guess. Yeah, it's weird, man. I mean, another thing too, there could have been there could be something that's always been here even before we've been around, that's
Ooh, I
been
love
in
this
the
theory.
ocean the
Yeah.
whole time.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. And I mean, again, like even going tapping onto like the religious side, like who are we to belittle, you know, any sort of like master creator, whatever we want to call it. Like if someone can choose to believe that this stuff didn't all happen by accident, then who are you to say that the rest of these thoughts can't be reality, especially with the ocean, especially with the infinity of space, which just trips me out on a
Dude.
moment by moment basis, dude.
Yeah, man. Like when you start hearing stats about like just our like solar system, and then you like I'm like, oh, that's too big. And then it's like
That's
then
too
it
big.
keeps
Yeah,
going.
I don't like
Or
it.
I saw this video on YouTube once that was like showing different stars that are bigger than our sun, and then different suns, and then showing our
Oh,
sun compared to them, and it just kept
oh
getting
yeah.
bigger and
Oh
bigger and
yeah.
bigger. And then I was like,
Yeah. I'm
yeah,
gonna yak. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, we are it's like I do love like revisiting those images every once in a while to just really put in perspective how, insignificant we are, and it makes like life a lot less. It just kind of takes like the weird side of life away. It's like, we've been given such a crazy gift to be here for a short period of time,
hmm,
form opinions, and like, have an ego. Like what a weird concept to exist in the infinite universe. Like every single human thinks that they're the main character and we have an ego and we deserve the world. Whether we think we believe that or not, we all freaking do.
hmm.
And then you zoom out a little bit and it's like, dude, our sun isn't even the biggest sun, like by a long shot.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
we are absolutely a breath in time that will, cease to exist real quick, So I just try to revel in the fact that we're even alive on Earth, and it's such a cool thing.
yeah, man. I agree with you, and you know, I what I hope is true is I hope that if there are, like other worlds, which there probably are, but other worlds that have like, billions of different, I guess people that like whatever it is, you can call them aliens or whatever, but just like intelligences, non-human intelligences, other human intelligence, who knows? But like if that goes throughout, the galaxy and like throughout the universe and whatever, it'd be cool if like, our consciousness, that's what connects us all. Like good, love, vibes, intention, like
There's something
creativity,
to that.
you
There
know?
has to be something to that because otherwise, why would it be such an important part of our existence that we can't even like definitively, pin down on the purpose? We have a lot of theories and we have a lot of convictions and a lot of different things, but like collectively as a race of people, we have never once all agreed on anything. So it's who's to say?
Hmm.
Who's to say what's going on, man? Yeah, but I think that there is something to your point. I think there's something about energy and vibrations, and I just think that that is kind of undeniable. Like, and you don't have to be like this, hippie whatever you want to call it, to recognize that that's real, and that like when you can walk in a room and you put a vibe out and it can change the vibe of the room for better or worse, like there's something real about that,
Hmm.
like that's quantifiable. So I do love that. And I take joy in my career being able to be in entertainment and doing those things because I feel like I've been given this pass to to change the vibe of a room for the better and to uh yeah, it's cool. It's one of my favorite things to do.
Dude,
We
it's
got enough
awesome.
dark shit going on.
Yeah, like let's lift the vibe, let's lift the positivity wherever we go. But
Totally. And it spreads out from there, man. It's like the pay it forward concept, even with vibrations and just little things. Like you put it out there and then the next person's gonna put it out there and um yeah, spreads
yeah,
infinitely throughout space.
and I earlier on, like I think like even like 2021 or 22 or whatever, I remember I heard people talking about angels and demons, UFOs, UAPs, and I was
Hmm.
posting like, "Oh, they're saying they're angels and demons," like, "Oh, come on," like blah blah. And now like I think like I guess I just think that's kind of shitty because like I don't know what's going on. So like why can I like who am I to say like oh it's not angels or
Sure.
demons or whatever? And I appreciate it like and I even appreciate these Congress people thinking like that might be it because I understand it's their perspective. And what if there are angels and demons? I don't know. Like like
Dude,
it could be
this
real,
is
you know?
this is, even getting into how many religions there are,
Yeah.
and even like the not being non-religious as a religion, like there's so many different things that have at some point they came into existence within our culture and our humanity and our world for some reason, right? Like who knows what that reason is, but like for that point, I'm not discrediting anything. And I'm just like I said, like I'm trying to just be a sponge and take everything in and who knows, man. But I know that I'm not gonna hate someone because they don't think the thing that I think. And I know that I'm not
Yeah.
gonna live my life um in a negative way. I won't let anything negatively influence me anymore. Yeah, dude,
Dude,
we're in this together. We're just floating on a rock in space, dude. Come on.
yeah, man. I think just like with us kind of laughing at Tom, it's kind of the same thing too. It's just like we all are trying to categorize this weird stuff we don't know. And
Yeah,
um
we don't.
and I mean saying what we were doing with Tom like now we're like, "Oh, Tom was right," you know? So like we have to just keep an open mind and just be like, maybe we're all just trying to like say what this is. Like if you're calling it an alien and the other person's calling it an angel or a demon, depending on if it's doing good or bad or whatever.
Sure,
But
yeah.
like we don't know, and we're just trying to categorize it. And I think we all just, yeah, just all step back and just all try. I'll try to figure it out together, like you were just saying. So I think that's a good message.
Love your neighbors, man. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? It's a simple concept. Yeah. Love your people, protect your people, and spread the love?
dude, it's a good message, man. I
Yeah.
last thing I want to ask you because I keep saying I'm going to bring it up, but the AI thing,
Oh yeah.
because I think I sometimes I wonder if UAP are like advanced AI and like whatever. But do
Ooh.
you use AI now or do you use it in any
Um,
way?
I do a little bit, yeah. So
Okay,
I do. I use it for with my other job. I work for a merchandise company and I help brands like build merch programs and stuff.
cool.
I use AI a lot of times to help like planning out with my marketing ideas and things like that. But as far as using it creatively, I try not to at
Yep,
all because
yep, me
there
too,
is a
man.
line there. And again, especially me of all people, like I have a Rolodex of the most talented people on the planet for
Yeah,
every type of art, be it music, graphic design, video, whatever. It definitely exists and it's gonna be something that we're gonna have to coexist with for a long time. And I think there are ethical ways to use it to an extent. But I think that those lines are really fuzzy right now.
yeah,
And I think we're in like the growth period where everyone is just like, how far can we push this without destroying all of our cultures? And I think
Hmm.
we're like way over the line right now. Um, but I am optimistic that most people feel that way. And I think we're going to find a middle ground, or at least I hope to. And I know that that's all going to have to come from like an ethical standpoint too, which
Yeah.
makes it hard. Um, but also like as optimistic of a person as I am, like I also recognize that capitalism destroys everything, and capitalism is able to fully use this crazy technology to its advantage right now. Do you see the zoom in on
Yeah,
that
yeah.
one too?
It
Yeah.
was right
Tell
when you
them how
said
it
it.
is,
Yeah.
brother. Yeah. No, I don't need to go too far down that. Like I've already gotten on that horse, but
Yeah.
um, yeah, dude, there's like a small amount of people that are evil and shitty in the world, and I think that they're gonna leverage the really bad, disgusting, wrong side of the line uses from
Yeah.
AI,
Yeah.
because they exist and they can, take uh a moment away from you or a penny away from you and put it in their pocket. That's what they want to do.
Yeah.
Um, but I think it's incredibly powerful for some things, and I really enjoy it for some business stuff. But yeah, creatively,
No. Yep. That's why
it's just tough.
I hear people using it. I mean, I know just saying creatively might be a little vague for some people, but I know what you're saying. Like I've had
Well, I'm not going
some
to
friends.
replace. Yeah, I don't think it's okay to replace someone that you know and work with and love, and especially
There it is. Yeah.
especially now with things like even like Fiverr, and there's all these ways
Mm-hmm.
we're so connected now.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you need something, a piece of artwork or something creative, or you want to collaborate with another human being who is talented, like you have access to everyone on the freaking planet. Like
Yep.
you don't need to save 5 minutes and save $5 all the time.
Yeah.
Like I think, I don't want to see the arts and entertainment go extinct because we have a tool that can make a newscat or look like an actor selling an advertisement. I don't know. What are we doing?
Yeah.
That's gross.
Or
I'm
does
seeing
it?
these.
Go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
Sorry. No, 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 no. You can. I don't want to cut you off. I'm sorry.
No, I was just saying, like, seeing, and I'm sure that this is kind of what brought it up, but like seeing the AI music and AI videos
Yep.
and AI stuff that's
Yep.
just like has zero human interaction attached with it, and trying to like steal emotion from people using a computer is like, but why?
Mm-hmm.
Like we've seen these movies, we
Mm-hmm.
see how this ends, and none of them end good. Like
None of them.
if we
Yeah.
give the machines too much power, we're going to lose all the things that make us human. And I know that that's a big, broad, extreme way to put it, but also I'm dead serious. Like, I think there is an ethical way to use technology. I think we're on the kind of the wrong side of that right now, but I think we're going to meet in the middle soon because inherently humans want good shit, I think.
Mm-hmm. And does AI have the intention? Like we were talking about earlier,
Oh my gosh.
like
Yeah,
does it?
that's a
Yeah.
deeper rabbit hole. Yeah.
Like
Uh
I don't think it does. I mean, it could get to that point. Who knows? Like maybe it'll become conscious. Maybe it already is. But
Autonomous, all that shit. Yeah, scary.
yeah. But like, there's you know, yeah, just behind art in general. Like if you're just prompting songs or prompting drawings or prompting art, whatever it is, you know, maybe if your intention's right, it'll come through. But I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't.
Sure. Yeah. I like the point that you're making there. It's like, each their own, and who knows how people are going to use the different tools that they have access to, and whatever kind of tool that is. But I think it's just like a human conscience thing, right? Like I think if you're listening to that little voice in your head and you're making some bullshit with a computer, what are you doing it for? It's just, I don't know.
Yeah.
People are going to do what they're going to do. I'm not going to judge them for it, but also like we just have access to so much talent and it's really easy to get it. So just go call your friends, dude.
Yeah, call your friends. There's talented people out there. Work with them, collaborate with them. Like we were
Yeah.
saying earlier, like if you're a band or an artist and you need art, or a musician, you need art, like hit up an artist and be like, what is this? How does this resonate with you? Make something cool, you know?
Yeah, or get a you know, like the AI music thing that trips me out because
Yeah, me too.
people have laptops and they can make an incredible like quality sounding record in their bedroom, like with the
Mm-hmm.
tools that we have, you
Mm-hmm.
know? Um, but you know, if you need help writing a song or you need to like you want to advance your skill set or whatever these are, like call a buddy. Like
Mm-hmm.
go collaborate with another human being and that's going to make you better. You're going to learn things in the room. Like
Mm-hmm.
things are going to happen you never would have thought. You just type something into a computer and press enter and you have like the most powerful Google songwriter in the world, like sure you're going to have something cool and
Mm-hmm.
like maybe even profound. But like how can you that's what good has that done to you or anyone involved? It's just like how can you sleep at night going like, oh yeah, I put out this thing. I didn't write it. I had nothing to do with it, but like, isn't that cool? It's like, I don't think it is, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what are we doing? I think it's cool when someone writes a song from their heart that like maybe it's not the most poetic and like well spoken, you know, like grammatical lord, whatever. Like maybe you're not a full wizard, but if you tell me something true and real and like you do it in a way that I can tell that it's that way, I don't need profound. I don't need
Mm-hmm.
any of that shit. I just need a connection and I don't need it to be perfectly in tune and I don't need it to have,
The
you
flaws,
know,
the
like
flaws are what make it good
yeah, dude.
sometimes.
Like I
Yeah.
don't give a shit if the snare drum is perfect or not.
Yeah.
Like if it's a great song and you're being honest, that is what's cool. And I will say to like to kind of go back to a really optimistic note, I think the younger generation right now, I think they're right there where we are talking
Mm-hmm.
about right now. I
Mm-hmm.
think the guitar is cool again. Kids are getting into a garage together to learn how to play.
So
They're
sick.
recording
Yeah.
music that's kind of like maybe has mistakes and is out of tune and maybe it's not even like that good yet,
Mm-hmm.
but they're just doing it and they're figuring it out. And you know, I have this theory that like over the next few years, rock music is going to really become like the big platform again. And I think
Sick.
like raw recordings and I think live recordings, I think those are going to be things that truly resonate with like the whole world again.
Mm-hmm.
um because we don't want to be fake anymore. I think everyone can tell when something's AI and we could tell when something's too polished and it's like, well, so what? I can make something that sounds like that on my freaking computer.
Yeah.
Let's record something together and see if we can make something that sounds shitty a song that everyone loves.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where I'm at. That's what I want to do.
Dude, hell yeah. No, that's great, dude. I Yeah, I'm glad I asked you about that too, because I agree with you. I totally agree with you, and I hope your theory's right. Um, but it goes to what we are talking about, like with the news people, or like wearing
Hmm.
suits, or like, I mean, it's okay, wear your suit or whatever. But I'm just saying, it just seems
You look
weird.
nice in your suit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, cool. But dude, I could let you go. I just, this is so cool you came on here. I also wanted to thank you too. Like, you were one of the first people I told when I got diagnosed, or I thought I was autistic. And I remember I came to your studio and I was telling you, I was like, yeah, dude, I think I am, or I can't remember if I was getting assessed during the time. And then you were like, dude, I think Dustin from Thrice is too. And like, that helped me too,
Yeah.
because I didn't realize he spoke publicly that he thought he was. And then I was like, okay, because I was really like, I was battling, like, not battling, but just deciding, like, is this something I should just like keep with me and my friends and family? And
Hmm.
then, but being in bands, and you know, I just thought that, talking about it publicly might help someone else, and it's bigger than me. Life is bigger than me. So, you know, thank you. I
Dude,
just
that's
want to say thank
amazing.
you for helping me, with that.
Oh
So,
man, that's so cool to hear. But man, I think, you know, we talk a lot about it now, fortunately, in the modern world, but like the spectrum of just human beings, not even just autism, but the
Yeah.
spectrum of human beings. Like we live in a cool era where we're not putting people into these like tiny silos and there's only three of them. And if you don't fit in, then you need to be, put away and we can't talk about it. Like we live in an era where talking about our mental health, talking about like the way we think, talking about what we think is different is so socially acceptable. And for that, I'm very thankful and thankful for you. And I'm glad that I could be any small part of your freaking journey, my guy.
Dude, same dude. Same with you, man. This has been really cool, man. Uh
I love
well
it.
thank you for coming on, dude. I'll hang out one of these days. I know you've invited me over a few times and I'm such a
Dude, we'll do
recluse,
it.
you know.
It's all, I have so many kids all the
Yeah,
time,
yeah,
so it's
busy
all good,
man.
man. I'm always
You're
busy, but we're
gone all the
here. If you
time.
ever, I know it's crazy. It's crazy. My wife's a badass. She handles everything, but yeah, we'll have you over one of these days, man. I would love that.
Cool, dude. Well, give Chelsea our love and thanks, dude. Thanks for doing this. And I'm excited to see what you get
Yeah,
up to next, dude. So,
I love it, buddy. We'll talk soon.
all right. Thanks, Joey. Later, man.
See you, buddy.